Donald Trump put out a disgusting message about the death of Charlie Kirk. You know, I was worried when this happened. We are now going to see these MAGA types declare open season on the left. Even at this point, we don't even know anything about the shooter or the motivations of the shooter. Doesn't matter. If the motivations were left wing or right wing, I will condemn it exactly the same way, no matter what. But there was a fear I had that, this is now going to become a tit for tat. And unfortunately, Donald Trump went on TV and, absent any information at all about the situation, rather than dampening down the rhetoric and saying this is a time for us to come together, Trump says the radical left are the cause of this and we are going to go after them. It comes from the top, and this is going in a very dangerous direction.
For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity.
Now, what does that even mean? What is Trump alluding to? People who contributed to it? What?
And to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died.
Well, you know, a lot of people don't agree with those values, right? A lot of people find his values disgusting. What we need to rally around is that people shouldn't be killed for their political opinions, that no developed Western country can point and say, things are going fine, but by the way, this is a feature of our society. And this statement from Trump is not going to reduce the temperature. You know, there is a moment that we're talking about this week that I believe is Trump's most presidential moment that he's ever had. This is one of his least presidential moments. And case in point, we are now seeing MAGA people announce, we're coming for the liberals. We are coming for anyone we think is a part of this. And the reality is that Trump himself and Charlie Kirk contributed to this environment. Trump didn't deserve to be shot. Charlie Kirk didn't deserve to be killed. I deplore any of that violence. But when you look and see that Donald Trump is starting to repeat the exact same sorts of incitements and agitations that led to the January 6th, 2021 riot and insurrection, and you see that this is the rhetoric that caused the problem in the first place, you know that this is not going in a good direction. Now, I do want to mention, some of you wrote to me and said, David, this Trump video seems to be AI. There's a weird moment where something really strange happens with Trump's hand and shirt. There is so much to talk about that I'm not going to devote an entire segment to that. What I've been told is that it's a morph cut is what was done. It's not that the entire video is AI. This really is Trump, but there was something done called a morph cut. Anyway, it really is beyond the scope of what's important here to discuss, but it's not lost on me that that is a topic of discussion with this video. I'm more concerned with the substance of it, and the substance is completely disgusting. So after the break, are we finally ready to deal with the guns? What is the reaction from the MAGA people to this assassination? It's not good, and a lot more. I'm really glad you're with us today. We're going to take a quick break and be right back.